some good questions for spiritual conversations? Sometimes we're afraid to get into conversation with people because we fear we might not have an answer, or we fear it might turn into a debate back and forth and be argumentative. What I've found in my experience is most people are willing to have genuine spiritual conversations if we simply treat them the way that we would want them to treat us. Most people will have thoughtful spiritual conversations. So what are some good questions to ask? Well, first I want to start off is just simply, what do you believe? What do you believe about God? What do you believe about the afterlife? What do you believe about the human soul? What do you believe about purpose? What do you believe about human nature? Just simply asking people, what do you believe? Help me understand your worldview. And I listen. The follow-up question, why do you believe those things? So if you believe that there's no afterlife, why do you believe that there's no afterlife? If you don't believe in God, why don't you believe in God? At this stage, I just want to listen and understand how the person came to the conclusions that they have. And then third, there's some personal kinds of questions I ask to kind of try to get to the root or the heart of the issue. So for example, I've often asked people, tell me the people in your life that have most influenced you in particular spiritually. What books have most influenced you? What experiences have you had that most influence you? And if somebody says they don't believe in God, I'll often say, tell me about your understanding of the Christian God or the God you don't believe in. And then I just listen. If we're willing to listen, willing to ask good questions, it's amazing in my experience how many people turn back and say, well, what do you believe? Why do you believe that? What are your experiences? And at the end, one thing I often say is if we get to this point in the conversation, I'll say, what would be the biggest questions if there were a God and he existed? What are the biggest questions you would ask him? In other words, what are some of the barriers that prevent you from becoming a Christian? And then through conversation and giving good answers, it's amazing how many people will be willing to listen and you can help them on their spiritual journeys.